Welcome to Knoxville, Tennessee in this exhibition game between the Florida Whales and the Tennessee Smokies. The Smokies are an expansion team, just got painted, just got based up. Of course, Florida is a legacy team, but with the expanded rosters, there's a lot of new faces on Florida as well. In fact, of the 12-man roster last year for Florida, only 5 are returning. One of those returning players is right there, Zeke Adams, 28, tailback. If you watch a championship game, you'll remember how close Zeke came to giving the Whales the title. He's their best player.
Well, Dad, you've been working with these teams. Do you think you have experience with them? Like, what experience do you have with them? What do you have to say?
Well, yeah, I've been basing them up. I've been tweaking the bases, and I've been getting better with tweaking as I go along, particularly with strength. So Tennessee's the latest team I'm working with, so they're sort of the beneficiaries of me being able to tweak better, stronger bases. Now, what does that mean for this game? Well, I do expect Tennessee to be very good on defense, and in particular, I want to see how the edge rushers match up. In particular, I am very curious to see the matchup between the right tackle right here, 71, Levi Bronson. I want to see how he fares against number 76 of the Smokies, their left defensive end, Rocky Nyland, right there. Because in practice, against his own teammates, Nyland has been unblockable. I also want to note that I just got a new motor, and so I'm still messing with that, trying to find the right vibration level. That's a work in progress as well. Here's a guy we were just talking about, Nyland. He just drove McNary, his own right tackle, into the ground. He is a handful. The players continue to warm up in the field, and we will be returning for the kickoff in just a minute. Okay, we're back. Florida Whales set to receive the kick. Mason Randolph, pink base, and Xavier Gold in the green base. Back to receive. And there's the kick. It's away. It's heading straight to Mason Randolph. Randolph will take it from the goal line. We've got a couple Smokies there in good position. Randolph across the 5. Throws forward. Oh, he's hit by Rocky Nyland. That's a fumble. Nyland's going to recover at the 20-yard line. Nyland with a 20-yard fumble recovery, giving Tennessee the lead. That is worth another look on instant replay. Mason Randolph coming in right of screen. Crosses the 20. Nyland hits him side of base. Forces that fumble. And then here's that return. And we talked about Nyland in pregame today, how disruptive we thought he would be, but I didn't expect this. And how ironic is it that the guy I named after the song and the stadium for Tennessee University on Tennessee's very first play scores their very first touchdown. These are the Smokies, not the Vols, but that's some start for this squad. You cannot make this stuff up, folks. Now the extra point try. It's away, it's good. Tennessee with the early lead, 7-0. Hard to imagine a better start for Tennessee. Hard to imagine a worse start for Florida. Gold and Randolph back to receive the kickoff for Florida. Play 2, first quarter. The kick is away. Curves to the right, this time going to Gold. Gold from the goal line. Gold across the 5, gets by Blunt, gets by Nyland. Crosses the 15, across the 20, across the 30, but still curving hard to his left, and he will go out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. First and 10 now for Florida from their own 34-yard line. They trail 7-0, play 3, first quarter. Florida in the eye, here's a snap, but it's a pass. Grant will look to throw, second stop will be the 22. He gets the second stop. Nyland chasing him. Grant turns upfield, looking to get the third stop. Grant heads upfield. Heavy pressure from Nyland. Then Ripley. Ripley gets the sack. It was sworn by Nyland, Ripley, and Williamson. And Ripley was the one that pushed him back. That's a loss of 9. 2nd and 19. Play 4, first quarter. Florida's going to come out and 4 wide. Tennessee goes to a dime. Here's the snap. Grant back to throw. Makes it back to second stop. Looking to step up. Nyland charging but missing. Gets by Ripley. Nix with a nice block on Ripley. I think Grant can pass. He's a third stop and Ripley isn't touching him. He's looking downfield. It looks like he's got a slot receiver way downfield. 82, Melbourne, down by the Tennessee 40. This will be a pass under pressure. Fingertip catch by Melbourne, inside the 35, and out of bounds on the far side of the field. They are going to mark him out at the 28-yard line of Tennessee. That was a spectacular catch by Melbourne under pressure, and it's going to be reviewed. Some part of the front of Melbourne's base has got to touch the base of this ball. Remember, he's on a boat base, and it looks like he just gets it with the corner of his base as he goes by. We'll look at it one more time. I think what you're going to see is the target ball move as the corner base of his base touches it. And there's the signal, first down, 38-yard pickup for Florida. On the play 5, first quarter, Wales have a 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 28. Down 7-0. Wales stay in the 4 wide receiver set. Smokies in the dime. Here's a snap that gives to Adams. Adams looking for room inside. Gets hit by Parsons in the hole and driven sideways. Adams does pick up about 8 to the 20-yard line before Parsons brings him down. That'll be 2nd down 2 as we go to play 6, first quarter. Wales coming out in the 2 tight end single back set. Here's the snap, the handoff to Adams. Adams want to try the right side. Hits the back of his guard Archer, then turns inside. And he is dropped by 77. That's Oliver Manning. And I don't think Adams got anything there. Stop for no gain. The Smokies really collapsed the middle of that line on that play. And Adams got tripped up behind his own guard's base. So that's going to take us a 3rd down and 2 for the Wales from the 20-yard line. And also the last play of the quarter. The Wales come out, 4 wide receiver set. Smokies in the dime. Here's the snap, and it's going to be another give to Adams. Adams tries the right side, needs to get to the 18, goes into Manning at the 20, and he's driven back and dropped for the 2nd play in a row. Manning dominates inside and blows up that run. No gain. Manning showing off that power inside. That was not bad strategy by the Wales. Go 4 wide, 1 against the dime, but Manning wasn't having it. That's 4th down, and at the end of the quarter, the Wales are going to try a 30-yard field goal. Here's the kick by the Wales, and it's curving in, but he hits it. Florida is on the board, but Tennessee leads 7-3 at the end of 1. We begin the 2nd quarter, Tennessee leading and set to receive the kick. Lutrell Hawkins up top, and Kenton Washington wait deep for Tennessee. The kick is away. Curves slightly to the left, right to Washington. Near side, middle hash marks. And whoa, look at the coverage. Florida got down there in a hurry. Sam Pasco, 33, is right on top of Washington. Washington from the goal line. Hit right at the 2 by Pasco. Redirected to his left. Across the 10. But he is not going to get much further than that. Fantastic special teams coverage by the Wales. Smokies pinned way back at the 12 to start this possession. Tennessee coming out in the 2 tight end set, single back. Here's a snap, and it looks like it's going to be a pass. Braden dropping back to 2nd stop. Good protection. McNary with a great block on Holmes, pushing him way out. This is a really nice pocket for Braden. He'll step up the throw, has to get to the 10, gets there, Holmes giving chase, but he can throw. Looking downfield, it looks like he's got Jasper in the middle of the field, near the 45-yard line. He's open. Webster back to defend for the Wales, but Jasper's going to pull this in, crosses the 45 of the Wales, heads out of bounds as he curves sharply to his right, and they will mark him out at the 34-yard line of Florida. That's a 54-yard pickup for the big tight end. Play 3, 2nd quarter. Smokies going 4 wide. Wales in the dime. Here's the snap on first down. Braden dropping back to throw. Gets back to second stop. Gadsden, top of screen, applying pressure. Braden trying to get up the third stop. Gadsden giving chase. Gadsden tracks him down at the 40-yard line. Gadsden showing great closing speed as Braden tried to get up the third stop. But he will be sacked, and they're going to mark him down at the 39-yard line. The Wales had great coverage downfield, too. So that's going to bring up second down 15 for the Smokies. They stay in that 4 wide set. Wales stay in that dime. We move to play 4 of a 7-play second quarter. Tennessee with a 7-3 lead. Here's the snap. Braden dropping back to pass. Looking to get back to second stop. Gadsden charging hard once again. Braden stepping up. Gadsden giving chase. Now Holmes comes in. Braden gets away. Oh, a nice block by McNary on Gadsden. Buys Braden time. Gets him the third stop. He can throw. Walks across the field. Colemont got free down by the 20. Braden looking for Colemont near the 14-yard line. And he swerves, misses. Is that intercepted? Is it intercepted by Weston? I think it might be. They are going to have to take a look before this play proceeds. The pass was intended for Colemont, but he swerved oddly out of the way. And yeah, I think Weston catches this with the corner of his base. They are saying that front corner definitely hits, and this is a pick. I'm corner Paul Weston with the interception at the 16. He can return it across the 20, across the 30, falls on his own at the 35. That's Florida ball at the 35. Florida defense coming up huge. Wales take over at their own 35-yard line. Play 5, second quarter. Wales go 4 wide, still down 7-3. Here's a snap. It looks like a pass. Grant dropping back to stop 2. He gets there. There comes Nyland after him. He has to get up to the 33 to throw. There's a switch. Here comes Nyland. Down goes Grant. Grant has been under assault the entire game. I think he's been hit every time he's going back to throw. So that's a 10-yard loss. Second down, 20. Play 6. Florida stays in a 4 wide set. Grant will look to pass. Dropping back to second stop. Gets there. Now he turns upfield, but he makes a move outside. He hits the numbers. That means he has to throw now. Looking downfield, he's got Gold open. Near side of the field, past the 40. Gold going for the ball and misses it to the right. Incomplete. Wow, that had touchdown written all over it, but Golden Grant couldn't connect. That takes us to the last play of the first half. 3rd and 20, but that doesn't really matter. The Wales need about 25 yards to at least get a field goal try. Wales coming out in the eye. And there's a snap. The give is going to go to Adams. Adams runs up the middle, runs into his old friend Oliver Manning. He's trying to run around him. He sure can't run through him. And finally gets off the tackle, but he gets turned after that contact at the 30-yard line. A 5-yard pickup. That will take us to the end of the half with Tennessee leading 7-3. Okay, we're back to begin the start of the second half. Tennessee set to receive the kick. Washington and Hawkins waiting deep for the kick. Tennessee leading 7-3. And the kick is away. And the kick travels straight to Hawkins. Hawkins from the goal line. Crosses the 5. Gets a nice block by Washington on Pasco. Crosses the 30. It's across the 40-yard line. Runs into Monroe. Cross midfield. Loses his footing at the 35. They're going to mark him down at the 31-yard line of the Wales. Wow, it looked like Hawkins had a touchdown for sure. But he ran into that hot spot in the board. Let's take another look at that. A really nice block initially from Washington to spring him loose. He makes this great move as he crosses the 50, breaks away from the tackle by Monroe. And as I said at the top of the broadcast, that motor has to be adjusted. This game today feels like one of those games you watch where they play on a muddy field. Well, here comes Tennessee out in the 4 wide single back set. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Here's the snap. The give is to Colmont. Colmont trying the left side. Runs into a wall of Wales right at the line of scrimmage, led by Kyle Nolan, and he's dropped for no gain. That'll be second and 10 for Tennessee from the 31-yard line. Play 3, third quarter. They stay in the 4 wide receiver set, and here's the snap. Braden back to throw. Getting the second stop. He has to get the stop 3 at the 33 to throw. Gatson, bottom of screen, may be a problem. Braden stepping up. Here comes Gatson and Pierce. Holmes coming in from the other side. He gets between all of them. Heavy pressure, but he gets to stop 3. He can throw. Looking for Washington in the end zone. Picked off by Pasco. Washington had a step on Pasco, but Pasco got to the ball first. We will look at this on instant replay to be sure, but I think this is going to be Florida ball. Yep. Washington is looking for a flag. I know the Tennessee fans are too, but there was contact by both players. They were going for the ball. And there it is, referee signaling Florida ball, no flags. And the Tennessee fans are not happy with that non-call. Another promising Tennessee drive ends with a turnover. We move on to play 4. Midway through the third quarter, still 7-3. Florida offense takes the field from their own 20-yard line. They're back set in the eye. Here's the snap, and the give is to Adams. He's got a big lane left side. Closes up quickly as Manning fights through a block, hits him side of base, and redirects him to the near sideline. Adams did pick up 7, but it could have been a whole lot more. Manning just keeps showing up, disrupting that running game. Go to play 5, second and 3 for Florida. They go 2 tight ends, single back. Another give to Adams. Tries the right side, runs into his own guard. Side swipe by Manning. Escapes to his left, but runs right into Pegram. And he is down right there. He's going to lose about 3 yards on that play. And right guard Jackson Archer is just having the worst day trying to control Manning. I think Manning's hit Adams on every single play he's touched the ball. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for Florida from their own 24-yard line. Here's a snap. This is going to be a pass. Grant dropping back the second stop. Hits his mark. Has to get to the 22 to throw. Barely escapes Nyland. Gets up to the 22. Blunt, 58, applying pressure. But Grant can throw. He's got one man open. He's going to have Mason Randolph down near midfield, but this is a difficult pass. This would be a first down, but it's a tough angle. Randolph goes for the ball, and did he catch it in bounds? They're saying no. They will take a look at this on instant replay. He definitely caught the pass, but was he able to stay in bounds? Call on the field was no. I think it's a good call. We'll take another look. Wow, was that close. But I think they got it right. That's going to bring up 4th down. The punt team comes out for Florida. This is also the last play of the quarter. Man, he simultaneously touches the chalk and the ball. Still a 7-3 game as Florida gets set to punt. Last play of the third quarter, punts away, has to go 20 yards. And we look back at the punter. He's clean, so the punt's officially away. We run the board for another 3 seconds. And there it is. Closest guy to the ball is going to be the punt returner. That's Saul Henning. Taking it at the 25-yard line. Heads upfield across the 40. Across midfield. He's got a clean lane. He's going to score! Saul Henning with a 75-yard punt return for a touchdown. We've had no offensive touchdowns in this game yet, but Tennessee's special teams have scored 2 in this game. Man, he had a clear path too. There were no whales anywhere close to him. Tennessee opens up a 10-point lead, 13-3, trying to make it 14 here. Whoa, a brutal miss on the extra point try. That actually could be a pretty big deal. Goes from an 11-point game to 10. All depends if Florida can do anything here in the fourth quarter. We begin the fourth quarter. Florida set to receive the kick. Xavier Gold and Mason Randolph await deep. And the kick is away. Mason Randolph will be returning it from the goal line. Crosses the 10, 20, curving sharply to his right the entire time. He runs out of bounds on the near sideline at the 25-yard line. Play 2, fourth quarter. Florida in the 4 wide receiver set. Here's a snap. It's going to be a pass. Grant retreating to stop 2. Being chased by Nyland. Needs to step up to the 23 to throw. Here's a switch. Nyland with pressure, and down goes Grant at the 15. Nyland takes down Grant for the second time. Grant has taken an absolute beating in this game. Wales just haven't been able to get anything going against this Smoky defense. Grant is actually going to be marked down at the 14-yard line. That's a loss of 11 as we move to play 3 of the fourth quarter. 2nd and 11, Wales go 4 wide. Smokies come out in the dime. Here's the snap. Hand off to Adams. Adams, up the middle, across the 10, runs into his guard. Manning hits him back at base, but he breaks the tackle! And there he goes, across midfield. He can fly, but he falls at the 15-yard line. Adams finally gets some breathing room as he gets into the open field and runs for 70 yards. That hot spot on the board claims him, though, at the 15-yard line. That is the only thing that stopped him from a touchdown. Now, they're marking him at the 15-yard line, but I think it's a bad spot. He fell across. I think the real spot should be at the 13 or 12. Wales running out of plays here. Play 4, fourth quarter. They have a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Down by 10. Staying in 4 wide. Smokies in the dime. Here's the snap. Hand off to Adams. Adams, straight up the middle. Peels off to his left. He's got a big hole. But he curves hard to his left. Runs into a fallen Smoky and continues on out of bounds at the 2. That is a pickup of 13 yards and a 1st down. But the Wales need a touchdown. As we head to play 5, one thing the Wales might want to think about here is if they don't score a touchdown in this play, kicking the field goal. That way, they have the onside kick on play 6, and if they recover that, then they can go for the touchdown, the tying touchdown on play 7. Here we are, play 5. 1st and goal from the 2 for the Wales in that 4 wide receiver set. Here's the snap. Another give to Adams. Adams straight up the middle. Big lane, walks into the end zone. With 2 plays left to go in the fourth quarter, we see our first offensive touchdown, and Florida cuts this to a 4-point lead. They will try to make it a 3-point lead with this extra point. Kick is away. It's good. 13-10. And that missed extra point by Tennessee coming back to haunt them. We line up for the onside kick, 1 yard closer to Tennessee than Florida. If Florida recovers this, they're already in field goal range. And you know, I've got to say, been talking a lot about Tennessee's defense. Florida's defense has kept them in this game. They've got 2 turnovers, and they have let up 0 offensive scores today. So it all comes down to this. If Tennessee can secure this onside kick, they pretty much win the game. If Florida recovers, then they will have a shot to tie or maybe even win on play 7. Here we go, and I think Tennessee recovers. That is slot receiver number 31, Norris Scott, who I think recovered the ball and probably sealed the win for Tennessee. We'll look at it on instant replay. Jennings Bryant, the left outside linebacker for Florida, was very close, but it's pretty clear, I think, that Scott gets there a couple millimeters first. It is confirmed Tennessee ball, and Scott can return this. And there's Scott at the midfield stripe. And he crosses the 45-yard line and turns on his own at the 42-yard line of Florida. Tennessee will take over there, and they've got 1 play to run. And as long as they don't turn the ball over, they win the game. Smokies come out in the 2 tight end single back set. And here's a snap. The give is to Coleman. Coleman looking to swing this run off tackle. The bell's there to meet him in the gap and stops him after a gain of 1. And that's it. Tennessee wins the game, 13-10. We had a real defensive battle here in Knoxville tonight and a game board that is definitely in exhibition mode. More exhibition action and game rules videos to follow. Thanks for watching.